over there. Should I start? Mm-hmm.
Good morning and welcome to Unity of Walnut Creek. We have Melissa Felipe, we got Z, and I know you're going to want to rise up and join us in body or spirit and sing this next one with us.
Yeah. Oh, I woke up this morning with my mind. Let me hear you say it. Stayed on spirit. Oh, come on now. I woke up this morning with my mind nice and loud. Stayed on spirit. Good morning. I woke up this morning with my mind. Stayed on spirit. Hallelujah. 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 Walking and talking with my mind. Stay on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind. Stay on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind. Stay on spirit. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Nice and loud. Hallelujah. Feel it in your heart. Hallelujah. Oh yeah. I woke up this morning with my mind. Everybody out, put them. Stayed on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind. Stayed on spirit. Yeah. I woke up this morning with my mind. Stayed on spirit. Hallelujah. 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 Praise God. Hallelujah. 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 sound good. Once you woke up, that was good.
Yes. Okay, good morning. Welcome to Unity of Walnut Creek. I still feel like I'm reverberating a little bit. Am I too close? That can happen. Good morning. I already said that. My name is Linda Stevens, and it's my joy and my honor to be a part of your service this morning. I invite you to turn your cell phones off so that you can enjoy the service 100% while you're here. Please join me in turning to the camera and telling our folks at home, good morning. Good morning. We're so glad you're here with us today. Thank you for your presence, thank you for your love, and thank you for being a part of Unity with us. I am so excited to tell you a little bit about our guest musicians this morning. We're pleased to welcome Melissa Felipe and Z, yes, as our featured musicians today. They're accompanied by Jean Marie and Lisa, along with Tyler, Brian, and Dan. So thank you guys too. Tracy also. Reverend Z. Egloff is a cartoonist, spoken word artist, award-winning author of the spiritual humor blog, Life in ZD, a goofball's guide to enlightenment. Now that sounds like fun. And Reverend Dr. Melissa Felipe is a singer, songwriter, and teacher with 9 albums of original music that are released right now. She's also a Toltec mentor, personally trained by Don Miguel Ruiz, who I know most of you know his wonderful book, The 4 Agreements. That book changed my life. So if you haven't read it, I encourage you to get it at the bookstore. Please see them on the patio. Also, Melissa and Z are the founders of Oh My God Life. Don't we wake up some mornings and say that? An online and travel ministry. Their mission is to bring radical joy to the world. Join me in welcoming Melissa Felipe and Z. Now let's go inside and get ready for our special time together. Unity is a positive path for spiritual living. Our mission at Unity of Walnut Creek is, in a loving community, we empower spiritual growth by modeling and teaching universal spiritual principles. And each week we speak aloud our statement of faith together. So I enjoy to invite you to join me. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Now sink down just a little bit deeper. Take another breath, and again together. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Now, with that in mind, it's wonderful to have an opportunity to say good morning to anyone who is here for the first time. So if you're a newcomer to Unity and you feel comfortable in doing so, please raise your hand, and our ushers will come forward with a packet of information to give to you. But if you don't have your hand raised, they don't know you're here. And if you don't want to raise your hand, you can also go to our bookstore after the service to pick up that welcome packet. There's also a connection card inside the packet that we invite you to fill out to let us know you're here today. And you can take that to the bookstore for a gift from us. Now, everyone else, please fill out the connection card in the seat pocket in front of you so that we know you're here. Also, if you have a question or a comment that you want Unity to know, please use that card for that purpose. And everyone can put them into the offering basket at the end of the service. Now it's time for us to greet our neighbors. So stand up and greet those around you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. My name is Zoe, and today is Birthday Sunday. So if your birthday is in October, please stand so we can celebrate you. We have many exciting activities happening at Unity. Our fall class series begins this week. Monday evenings, join Tricia Linden for fun interactive discussions on the history of religion as it relates to Christianity and the development of the New Thought and the Unity movement. On Thursday afternoons, join Trey Holloway-Boxer for mindfulness, meditation, and mandala coloring. We'll raise our consciousness while relaxing, reducing stress, and uplifting our spirits. Mm-hmm. Would you like to leap ahead on your spiritual journey? Yeah. Join us this Thursday at 7:30 for a workshop that explores methods to enhance peak experience like those experienced by people who have had a near-death experience. It's sure to be a fascinating evening talking about the benefits of having a near-death experience without the dying part. Mm-hmm. And join Reverend Kristen and Ron Salazar to learn more about Unity beliefs, principles, and history in Unity Basics on Thursday, October 18th, 25th, and November 1st. This class is open to everyone, and all 3 sessions are required to become a member of the church. And now I'd like to invite Don and Danae to the platform.
Aloha!
Aloha!
Can you tell we just got back from Hawaii Friday night? I really want to keep those tropical vibes going.
You can. You
Oh,
can.
really?
Because Unity goes tropical this Saturday. The music, the food, the fun, all have an island flavor.
Sounds like a fundraiser, but Unity folks raised the fun level to a soprano high.
Oh, there we go. I want to go to Unity fundraiser, hear Ronnie Young and the Unity Band sing.
Well, Danae she could give you all the lyrics, every verse, but just check your bulletin and go to the patio tables to sign up after the service.
This is the last Sunday on the patio to take this opportunity to buy your event tickets, super raffle tickets, play dates. But if you can't attend and you want to support Unity, buy a super raffle ticket. You do not have to be present to win. There, we've got the box back there. Zula's shaking it. You don't have to be present to win. And you can also buy tickets at the door for your food.
Well, go to the event because you can't volunteer unless you go to the event.
Sure.
And volunteering triples the funds. So go out and sign up to help out at the event too.
And we're going to see you all, hopefully, at the Pleasant Hill Community Center starting at 6 o'clock. And wear your tropical duds if you happen to have some. I made these in Maui. So, aloha.
And please take a close look at today's bulletin for details on these and other events.
Thank you.
Thank you, Zoe.
So now we invite you to prepare for a time of meditation with an original poem by one of our prayer chaplains, David Peterson.
This is called Church Anniversary. I tell everyone at my church to have fun, using my brain to become a superhero, a team player, a prayer chaplain in sermon always, show emotion in our men's group always, focus on the candles, focus on our timeline, create action, get in line, show yourself.
So allowing the music to continue to carry you in thought and feeling. Today, yet again, we gather to remind ourselves, to remember again who we are. Fashioned by divine intelligence, created all of us by the same source. We are one with that intelligence. Every magnificent aspect of your body, your mind, your spirit, every living, breathing thing upon the earth, sprung out of the mind of God, out of the source. Infinite intelligence we are. Made of it, we can never be separated from it. Remember? Remember. Let us remember together the truth of who we are. In a few moments of silent communion with each other and with the source from which we came, the very substance of which we are made, in the silence. And so we breathe this knowing through our whole being out into the world. I am. I am divine. I am whole and perfect in every way, made in the image and the likeness of my Creator. I am infinitely intelligent, clear-minded. I remember now. I am remembering in this very moment who I am. And so it is.
I haven't been here in a while, so Lisa has to tell me what to do. What do I do now? I might have you do that an extra couple. I might drink. Yeah, it's not vodka.
This is though.
I see that all is just as it should be. I am safe, so are you, doing all the things God leads us to. In this place, I know I do have everything. God is good and dwells within. With each new breath, I begin again. Sitting in the presence of God, watching my thoughts go by. Sitting in the presence of God, everything is simplified. One with the source and all supply. All my needs are satisfied when I am sitting in the presence, sitting in the presence of God. Love is a circle, always unbroken. You and I are one and the same. God is reality, life is a game. Heaven is here now, living within me. God is love, so am I. I'm looking spirit right in the eye when I am sitting in the presence of God, watching my thoughts go by. Sitting in the presence of God, everything is simplified. One with the soul
How can I sit and be still when the world all around me is broken and torn? Shouting, warring, people ignoring the hearts of their sisters and brothers. I'm worn out. I can't take it. Not anymore. Turning within is the last open door, and there, here, everything's stunningly clear. My mind was the battleground. Now peace abounds as I wait, I watch, I breathe, I see. The love I was missing is born within me.
So warm, safe here, moment to moment. Fully now, I feel the release. God is expanding, I am flooded with peace. One with the light now. That I am the gift using me. God is expressing, yeah. Now I feel it. Oh, what a blessing when I am sitting in the presence of God, watching my thoughts go by, sitting in the presence of God. Everything is simplified. One with the source and all supply. All of my needs are satisfied when I am sitting in the presence of God. When I am sitting in the presence of God. Woo! Thank you so much.
Woo! Thank you. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Which way do I go now?
I heard that way's good.
Who said that? Toto. Scarecrows can't talk.
Maybe that way too.
Now, I could have sworn he was just pointing in the other direction.
Maybe both ways, I heard.
Why, you were talking. Are you doing that on purpose, or can you just not make up your mind?
I don't have a mind. I don't have a brain. All I have is straw.
Oh, come on. You couldn't talk if you didn't have a brain. How can you speak?
I don't know.
Well, what would you do if you had one?
Well, I would while away the hours conversing with the flowers, consulting with the rain. And my head I'd be scratching when my thoughts were barely hatching if I only had a brain. I would do all my thinking, I'd be another Lincoln if I only had a brain.
Say! Even Toto loved your song. But you know, I just had this great idea when I was listening to you sing. I'm going to see the wizard in Emerald City because I want to get home. Maybe you could come with me. Maybe he could give you a brain.
Oh, that sounds great. I'd love that.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful wizard of us. Oh, man. What a Sunday, huh? I was like, okay, so how are we going to follow living in the presence? And we are all just floating in the presence with silliness and Oz. But I tell you, you're a great crowd. You just go with it, whatever's there, you know? Sacred to the silly. It's just like no problem, right? And Scarecrow, you remind us, you know, you're so clever, actually. How is it that Scarecrow has no brain, but knows that he has no brain, or thinks he has no brain, and can even desire to have one if he doesn't have a brain? You might ask yourself a similar question about anything that you think you're somehow less than or missing in your life. Because wherever that missing piece is, or that perceived missing piece, or that perceived sense of inadequacy or lack, when you begin to really look at it, you realize, well, that's just crazy, right? It's not the truth of who I am. Because we know, and we come here every Sunday to remember, just as the song said at the meditation, I am remembering who I am. A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, hopefully each day, each breath, each moment. Right? And when we rest in that place of infinite presence, we recognize that that realm of Oz isn't so far away. You know, it seems distinct because in our minds we make it distinct. We make it like that sepia or that black and white Kansas experience of dread and dreariness and depression area and Dust Bowl experience of Dorothy to Technicolor, dreaming somewhere over the rainbow. But in truth, it's just like right there, right? It's just a breath away, a laugh away, a moment away. All together we went into that place of living in the presence of God, and then all together we went into laughter and joy. Because we are able, we are malleable, we have that potential and that realized potential in every moment. So if you get stuck in thinking that this world, in all of its imperfections, let's say, let's be kind and say imperfections, all those pained places that we have when we look out into the world and see things working in a different way than we might imagine with our vision, our visionary eyes and our visionary hat on and our visionary heart open wide. We all want the joy and the love and the peace and the harmony, of course. We know that, right? But sometimes it feels far away. And so we can be like Scarecrow thinking it's impossible or I don't have or it's not there. But that's never true, is it? It's just a breath, a moment, a collective sigh, and we say, oh, that's right. That's who I am. And that's what the journey to Oz is all about. It's not very far away, actually. And so today, as we meet the character Scarecrow, we are the heroine or the hero on our own journey, just like Dorothy. And we meet these different aspects of ourselves along the way like Dorothy does. And that first aspect is the mind, the mind, and we're going to specifically look at the brain for a few moments, that organ, that thinking organ. That often, you know, on the spiritual journey gets kind of a bad rap, right? We tend to focus a lot on the emotional and the spiritual and try to sort of, you know, push the brain aside in a way or the intellect aside in a way. But it's important that we don't discount the intellect and the brain because it does so much for us, you know. It's really kind of a holistic experience along the journey. So we come to the fork in the road like Dorothy does, and we're at that choice point. Which way do I go? What choice do I make? And so there is a gut knowing, right? There is that spiritual intuition, that guidance is always available to us. Some moments it seems a lot more present than others, you know what I mean? And so when we can get ourselves sort of muddled in that place of worrying about which way we go. In fact, most of the time there's just sort of I notice this when I'm hiking too. I think, oh no, which way do I go? And often it's one of those little, loops that just brings you right back to the path, right? Did you notice that? And so, and if we do go a different way, who's to say it's the wrong way? Just because it's the scenic route, right? Just because we learn a few more lessons along the way because we went left instead of right doesn't mean it was the wrong way. So we kind of worry ourselves a little too much, don't we? That's one of the uses of the brain that's not so productive. But if instead what we do is we follow that intuitive urge, and the more we practice that, the sharper it gets and more present it is for us to make decisions in the moment. And then we use the brain as a tool that then helps us execute our action. Then the brain helps us, plan and move ahead and set goals and sort of, take action and maybe write our path again if it doesn't feel quite right along the way. So thank goodness for this brain, right? Thank goodness for this magnificent thinking machine that we have. I know we also criticize it a lot in our spiritual circles because, it just keeps going on and we're trying to meditate or whatever it is, But here's the thing, when we are aware of that, when we are aware of the thinking mind, we just become aware of, when they're in the place of awareness and consciousness. So that's exactly where we want to be on our spiritual journey. The brain is going to think because that's its job. So we don't have to give it a hard time for thinking and doing its job, but instead to praise the gift that it is, to praise the possibility that it offers us and the potentiality that it offers us. And so speaking of potentialities, I don't know if anybody noticed my shoes. I worked hard to get that glitter. And actually, Jane Houston, the author of our book, The Wizard of Us, that we're using in this series, this is our second week of the series, by the way, if you're just joining us. And in it, she talks about the ruby slippers representing our capacities. And so we literally fill our shoes, right? We fill the shoes of spirit. We fill the shoes of our entelechy, which is the Greek word for our higher self. That's what Glinda represents. Glinda is the good witch of the north, and she shows up in that first scene when Dorothy's house lands on the wicked witch of the east. And remember, the shoes are sticking out. and then Dorothy's just kind of getting a hold. She doesn't even see that part. She's just sort of looking around Oz like, where the heck have I landed? This is fantastic. Is this the other side of the rainbow or what's going on? You must imagine what she's maybe thinking at that time. And then all of a sudden comes this floating ball, this beautiful pink floating ball, and out of it pops Glinda, the good witch of the north. Remember her? And then Glinda begins to tell Dorothy, well, first she asks her what kind of witch she is, because the Munchkins are wondering if she's a good witch or a bad witch, because the fact that she, the house fell on the wicked witch of the east means she must have some serious magic. So Dorothy is already being greeted from the first person who speaks to her in the realm of spirit. Stick with me, Oz, the realm of spirit, right? The first person who speaks with her asks her, are you a good witch or are you a bad witch? Do you bring good magic or bad magic? Because clearly you're powerful. Right? So she's immediately reminded as soon as she shifts into spiritual consciousness of how powerful she is. And then there's a conversation about her capacities, these shoes. And so now Glinda shows, brings attention to the shoes and how, well, they think you're a witch because, the wicked witch of the east is dead and you've kind of, wiped out their enemy, essentially. And so then there's a whole scene, the wicked witch of the west shows up and then Glinda transfers the shoes, which sister wicked witch of the west wants off of her dead sister's feet because they're magic, and Glinda transfers them to Dorothy's feet. What Dorothy has no idea of yet is her power, her capacities, her gifts, where she's landed, and who is in front of her. Glinda, the good witch of the north, is her divine potentiality. It's her higher self. And at one point, it's really sweet in the movie, Glinda's behind Dorothy, facing the other witch, the Wicked Witch of the West, and she's got her wand around her, and she's like hugging her. And I love that image because it's like, got your back. You know? The best part of us is here, is guiding our way, is behind us, is within us, is before us, is beside us, is with us along the journey. Dorothy doesn't know any of that yet. I don't know, do you? I remember and forget and remember and forget. How about you? I could use one of those wands. But you know what? We've all got the shoes. We've all got the capacities. We've all got the gifts. We've all got them sitting there ready for us to slip our feet into and walk out into the world with all the potentiality realized. That's the call of Oz. That's the call of the Yellow Brick Road. It's the call of self-realization. And so we're being asked to step in and to recognize, and then the Scarecrow comes along and says, let me show you some of your individual gifts. I'm going to start out with telling you about the brain, starting with the idea that you think you don't even have one. And so wherever it is in your life that you feel is some kind of shortcoming or some perception of inadequacy or not knowing, remember the truth that you have all the fullness. It turns out that Scarecrow is one of Dorothy's smartest friends on the journey. He's clever. He helps him think through all kinds of difficult spots as you'll learn or be reminded of along our journey the next few weeks. And the brain itself is such an amazing, magnificent organ. I mean, the things it does, I don't know, I'm not even going to say the half of it. I don't know the 1/25 of it or something like that. But science keeps showing us the truth about the brain and more that's being revealed about the magnificence of this organ that we have. And one of the things that we used to believe is that we weren't using the full capacity of our brain and that humans used maybe 10%. I've even heard, maybe only 1%. Have you ever heard that? Yeah. And actually they're saying now that's actually not true, that all those different regions of the brain are used. That what we're talking about when we're talking about the capacity of the brain is the newer research that talks about neuroplasticity, which means that the brain is adaptable. It's always willing to change and move and grow in new ways. And so that's really where the work happens, and that is great news for us as spiritual students and as students of New Thought, because that's what our work is all about. It's all about rewiring, basically, creating new grooves of understanding, getting aligned with the divine, and remembering who we are, and then acting and knowing and reminding ourselves and reminding each other of that fact, that we are divine, that we are already seen and known in our realized potential. Yeah, me too. Michael Mercinich is somebody who's known for his science, around this area of neuroplasticity. And another author, Norman Doge, says in The Brain That Changes Itself about Michael's work, he says, the brain that Mercinich describes is not an inanimate vessel to be filled. That's not what it is. It's actually more like a living, breathing thing that needs nourishment and exercise. So it's like this is that living, breathing thing that you're taking care of. And as you take care of it, you help it have the healthy possibilities of making new connections where you believe yourself less than, to reconnect to the full potential of who you are. Where you judge another as less than or greater than or better than or all that junk that we do, the comparing and the judging and all of that, it helps you get clean and clear with that and have clean and clear circuitry, so that the groove is being made again and again and exercised again and again and expanded into all the possibility of which we have come. That's why I'm wearing the shoes and I'm inviting you to wear them too, because it's the full capacity and it's fun. I mean, that's the thing that I love about Wizard of Oz, or any kind of story like this, is it reminds us of that this journey, it's not so serious, This is good for like Capricorns like me to remember. It's not so serious, it's like lighten up, have fun with it. Skip and sing once in a while. Because whenever we change up our routines, we open up the adaptability of not only the brain, but our whole consciousness. And we can then grow and be in that joy that we were meant to live in, to dwell in, to be in that realm of Oz, a realm of joy, a realm of play. So, there was an article that I read years ago about a father and son, and the father knew something about the developing brain, and so instead of just praising his son when he did things that he did really well, he would actually make a point of praising his son when he was really struggling. Like when he was trying something new and he really couldn't get it and he was getting really frustrated, that's when his father would lay on the praise. Because what he knew was this research, that the more that we try new things, the more we grow and open into the infinite consciousness that we are. So if we're kind of stuck in, it's always got to be this way, this way, this way, then we're in that limited space, of I can't get out of, into the next level. It's like the frog that can't get out of the pot, it's like doesn't realize, like if the lid's off, I could be free. So it's the same for us. It's like we get in that kind of limitation space and we don't realize, I could set myself free if I just exercised and opened this up a little bit. So literally, there, you probably know about the brain gym exercises that sort of, bring the holistic, the body, the mind, the spirit together. And you can do all kinds of things that help the left and right brain connect, which helps all the health of all of this. So some of the things you can do is just kind of crisscrossing exercises. So this is kind of a fun one to do with some bright scarves, and you just sort of, throw them up in each direction. And then you can add something to it that is a spiritual affirmation. I am balanced. I am in harmony. My left and brain hemispheres are healthy and well and whole. My mind is clear, and I am thinking with this infinite spiritual clarity about all the decisions before me and about every step of my life. Or you could do the one that my chiropractor taught me, which is also good for the back. And you just kind of, as you're doing this, you could tell yourself, I'm moving toward realizing my full dreams. I'm accomplishing my goals with it, So whatever it is that you're up to, in other words, there is a way to connect all these aspects of being and open up into infinite consciousness. Because the brain is the organ, but the consciousness or the mind, the word mind, is really about fuller than that. It's about thoughts and feelings and memories and beliefs and like the whole enchilada, if you will, of consciousness, And that's really what Scarecrow is bringing us. He's saying if I only had a brain, and that's a part of it and an important part of it, but there's more. There's always more. So this infinite consciousness that we are, Jean Houston says, you are infinite consciousness. And she says you are localized, that infinite consciousness is localized in a human brain with untold powers. Infinite consciousness localized, so it's sort of, focused in this area, but it's got untold powers. Because we are one with the divine intelligence that created us, right? So we always have that ability to tap that fully. I had a friend that used to say, whatever it is you want to do that you don't think you know how to do, just download it. Said, you want to cook Indian food? Download it. Recipes will come. And half of the battle is believing that, right? Half of it is opening your mind enough to say that's possible. And so if we can dwell in the possibility, and that's why Oz helps us, because we get into that pretend realm that children go into so easily, and it opens up a whole new world. And hey, what's pretend anyway? Is it that so-called real world, or is it, this world? It's all one, right? That's what I love about, if you've been to Greece before, when they speak about myths, the tour guides talk about the Greek myths as if it's, I remember at first I was listening with my, American mind going, now is that true or is that, I don't know which part is historically, and then I finally realized, oh, I get it. It's all the same to them because the myth is alive and real and true. So it's not about facts. It's about what's alive in us, what resonates as truth in us. And so the same is true of the Wizard of Oz. It's a myth. It's a code. It's a map. It's a road. It's a code of your soul. It's a map of your life. It's a road of choices before you. And that's the spiritual journey, if nothing else, right? So the inspiration is one of the things that we can call upon that helps us with really expanding consciousness, which is what we're all about on this leg of the journey. And wherever it is that you might think you get inspiration, go there. And I want to invite you to do things you don't normally do. Years ago, I was invited to marry some friends in New York City, and I had a free morning, so I went to Central Park. And I can't tell you the overload of inspiration I received in a couple of hours. I mean, just walking around and the magic of everything that would just pop up. All of a sudden I'd be walking, and there was Minnie Mouse in full costume, And then a little bit later, there was a man with these enormous, bubbles, those huge bubbles that just float around in rainbow colors. And then I came upon statues of literary giants and explorers. And then I kept walking, and there was a guy playing cello and an instrument next to him I'd never seen before that sounded beautiful. And so it's when we experience those new things in new places, and you don't have to go to exotic different places. You don't have to get in a plane or even in your car. Just switch things up a little bit. Like Robin Williams in Dead Poets Society. Get up on your desk and look from a different perspective. Remember that when he had all the boys in their little suits, They were like not sure that they could do it. He's like, come on, get up there, And so one by one, they'd get up on the desk, and he would fill them with the possibility of who they were in truth. That's what we want to do for each other, isn't it? Shift the perspective slightly, and we are in a whole different world. So when you walk into a conversation, or you overhear a conversation, or maybe you're in a conversation that's gossipy or negative, and it's feeling like really, and you're talking about the latest news, and you're feeling sort of, and just step, if you can, for a moment into your shoes. Because then you're not going to want to talk about that stuff, honestly. I mean, I'm not saying we shouldn't talk about those things, but, just play with me for a minute here. Because we can talk about them in a different way. And how we can talk about them is to up-level them. And that's really what I'm talking about, right? It's not that we can't talk about things that matter or serious things, but we can up-level the whole game. We can up-level the whole way of thinking and feeling and expressing. When we go to the high road with it, We take the high road through Oz. And then when we take that high road, we have a different perspective, a broader perspective, a bigger picture perspective. And that's what comes forth from our hearts. And you know what? 9 times out of 10, maybe 10 out of 10, everybody around you who's been in that gossipy or negative conversation will go, oh, thank God somebody broke up that energy, even on some cellular level, even if they're not aware of it consciously. There'll be that kind of sigh in the room. It's like prayer chaplains, when we do our prayer chaplains training, and we say, when somebody comes to you for prayer, sometimes they're in their story, and it's like it's the grief of it, or it's the difficulty of it. And I always notice when I say, how about we just pray about that? It's like, oh, thank God. Like, save me from my story, Save us from that, making that groove in our brains over and over again that takes us down that negative route. Because we got a choice in every moment to say no to that and yes to the spirit and the divinity and the divine intelligence that we are. So thank you. So as we step in then, in a way, to our shoes, we get it, and we live it, and we express it, and we move in the Spirit. We speak with the Spirit. Brenley and I were recently out, and this young woman was going to take her LSAT the next day, the exam that you take for law school. And she was saying, dismissive things, kind of like Scarecrow. She didn't say, I don't have a brain, but she said, well, I'm going to try my best. We'll see if I pass. And And so, and we had just met her, you know, so I was being a little bit, you know, just kind of holding space, listening. And Brenly was like, oh, no. You've got to reset that. She goes, you are ready for this. Are you kidding me? You're out dancing tonight. Good for you. You have studied for this. I bet you are so ready. You're confident. You look to be a very smart woman. I'm sure you're going to ace this thing tomorrow, no problem. And the girl, you could see, was just like standing up straighter and like, well, yeah, I got it. I do have it. She said, well, yeah. And then she kind of started to try to go back a little bit. This was after she had stepped back a few steps, you know. You know how people do. For a long time, I'd go to places and I wouldn't ever, and I actually usually don't, lead with, you know, what do you do? I'm a minister. And then I always get the 2 steps back. So I've tried to be very creative about that, you know. I'm a teacher. I'm an educator. I'm a spiritual teacher. Yeah. Try to slip it in somehow. But it was kind of like that, you know, it was like that sort of, I'm not sure, but I kind of want some of this that you're offering. And so as she offered that to this woman, it was like she was handing her her ruby slippers, you know? And that's what we offer each other. That's the gift we can offer each other. Give somebody ruby slippers today, you know? See the truth about them. See them standing tall in the possibilities of all that they are as a divine being. See them in their Glinda nature, male or female, whatever version of Glinda that would be for you. You know, that truth, that highest self of you, whatever that image is for you. When you see yourself and you can feel yourself in the confidence and the spiritual authority from which you came from and have come for, then you can really feel it and be it and walk in it. And what a blessing you become. I mean, it's like you're just handing out slippers left and right from that place because you're in the flow and you're having fun and you're the divine embodied. I mean, that is who we are, right? And so we come here, as was so aptly sung today, to remember who we are. And on this journey to Oz, we remember all along the way, each one of our characters giving us a great blessing. So Scarecrow, you know, stuck on his pole, you know, stuck in his place of limitation, is let down by Dorothy because who can let down those limiting parts of ourselves but only us, right? And so we release them and we say, come on the journey. I see the truth in you, and I believe that you can have the full capacity of a clear and magnificent mind that remembers. You know, you're never too old to develop further the possibilities of both the brain and the conscious mind. And so together we do that. We are magnificently clear in our minds. And we are a part of, always in the fullness of that divine intelligence. So let's affirm that together, knowing this truth. My mind is magnificently clear. I am divinely intelligent. So it is.
Dear God, I give my thoughts to you. I know you tell me what to do. Give me your desire for what will take me higher. Dear God, I give my thoughts to you. Give me your desire for what will take me higher. Dear God, I give it all to you. I give it all, I give it all to you.
What a day. Wow, Melissa and Z, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Kristen, this book study is fabulous. You're really taking us on a journey, and we love and appreciate you so much for that. So I don't know if there's any spots in any of the home groups, but if I were you, I'd check on the patio and see if there is any, because this is a wonderful study book, and Kristen is leading us on this journey. Thank you. Now, our prayer chaplains are available after the service to provide personal prayer support. So if you're serving as one of our chaplains today, thank you, would you please stand? We have Barbara and Charles, Barbara and Charles. Oh, are my very favorite. Thank you. Thank you. So if you need prayers, whether you've got a joy or a concern on your heart, please reach out to one of our prayer chaplains after the service. Now it's time for our prosperity celebration. And we already believe that there is no lack or limitation because abundance is our true nature. For your convenience, there are a variety of ways that you can give to Unity of Walnut Creek. For credit cards donations, you can use PushPay on your smartphone or take an envelope from the seat pocket in front of you. For those of you at home, we don't forget about you. You can also, on the Live Watch page, hit that donate button or also use PushPay. Now I invite you to take your tithes and your love offerings in your hands and repeat to me our affirmation. Divine love, one with me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am joy-filled and grateful. So you guys get your tickets on the patio today and join us Saturday for Unity Goes Tropical. See you there.
Okay, hi everybody. For those of you who are wondering, my name really is Z, just the Z. It was Betsy before. Yeah, so Z's a little better. I'm also really excited to be here today because this was the very first metaphysical church I ever attended back in 1992. So it's like homecoming. Yeah.
So thank you all.
It's awesome. Okay, we're going to do something a little different now. Are you ready for that? Okay. So as you can see, I do a little spoken word rap stuff. I want you to participate with me and be my echo. Are you willing to do that? Okay, are you willing to move as well? All right, awesome. Okay, here's how it's going to go. So it's a call and response. I think they're going to bring the kids in, too, so they can see what's happening.
Can we bring the kids in, Mike? Yeah. Thank you.
So they can join us.
Thank you.
All right.
For this song, yeah.
So here we go. So you're just going to repeat after me. I am incredible. Incredible. Okay, I pretty much believed you, but here's the thing. We're all metaphysicians here. We know that if we don't actually believe it, we pretend that we do, act as if, right? So let's try that again. I am incredible. Incredible. That's better. I am powerful. Powerful. I am a miracle. A miracle. I am divine. Divine. We learned that today, didn't we? Okay, now it's going to get more fun. Check it out. Okay, watch me first. Incredible, powerful. Incredible, powerful. Powerful, a miracle. Powerful, a miracle. Okay, now this is the good part. Check it out. Incredible, powerful, a miracle, divine. There's kind of like a cheat for this, so check it out. It's one hand, two hands moving, back to one. Okay, it's really deep. It's deep. All right. Now, I'm going to just say straight up, this part's kind of hard. It's sort of like doing like YMCA on speed or something, which I'm sure none of you can relate to. Maybe a few of you. But so just don't worry. You just do your best. But let's run those moves a few times together, all right? So incredible, powerful, a miracle, divine. Incredible, powerful, a miracle, divine. A little faster. Incredible, powerful, a miracle, divine. And we're feeling it. Incredible, powerful, a miracle, divine. Okay, have all the baskets gone around? I believe they have. Okay, stand up, please. All right, now make sure you can see us, because we're going to teach you a few more moves.
Yeah, there's
All right?
more.
There's more. That was part 1 of 15 parts. Get ready.
So we will actually echo Z in the song. So you can watch all us if you get lost. And also if you get lost, it's like not a problem.
Yeah, because you're divine. You can't make a mistake.
There's no such thing.
Yeah.
So when we sing it, we'll sing it together. But to learn it, you can echo, okay? So there's first two things. Go, I am. Okay. Now, this next thing that we do together is the most important part of your day. Yeah. Are you ready? Yeah. Okay, here's the thing. Any movement goes for this one. You'll understand why in a moment. As long as the moment portrays that you are feeling it. Okay? And it goes like this. I am all that. I am all that. Beautiful. I am. Then there's 3. I am. And we do it again. I am all that. I am. You're so good.
Yeah, you guys got it. All right. So just one more thing to know. I like to move. Don't be alarmed. So far, no one's been hurt. If you want to join me, I guarantee you will not look more silly than me. So please join in. I think we are all ready. Larry's going to hit it. All around us everywhere are messages we see. How to think, how to talk, how to move, how to walk, how to live and be. They tell us that we're ugly. They tell us that we're fat. They tell us we'll feel so much better if we just buy that. But here's a little secret. Here's a little clue. Those messages you see and hear have nothing to do with you. You are God's creation. You're beautiful and free. So open your ears, open your mind, and repeat after me. I am incredible. I am powerful. I am a miracle. I am divine. Incredible, powerful. Powerful, a miracle. Incredible, powerful, a miracle. Divine.
Incredible, powerful, a miracle. Here we go. All that. I am all that. I am.
Oh, yeah. Perhaps you think it's crazy. Perhaps you think it's vain to call yourself a miracle. Well, isn't that just lame? But God is a serious genius. God makes no mistakes. Everything about you is divinely made. Your eyes, your face, your arms, your legs, you're a work of art. And if you don't believe me, ask your heart. Turn within, you will see it's radiant and strong. The power that created you has been there all along. Dig it. I am incredible. I am powerful. I am a miracle. miracle. I am divine. Incredible, powerful, powerful, a miracle. Incredible, powerful, a miracle, divine.
Incredible, powerful, a miracle divine. I am. Here we go. I am all that I am. All three. I am. I am. I am. I am all that. I am all that I am. I am. I am. I am. Do all that again. I am all that. I am all that. Yes, I am. I am. I am. I am. I am all that. I am all that. All that. Yes, I am. I am. I am. I am.
Okay, here we go. I am all that. Well done. Well done.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wow, what fun are you two? Thank you so much for being here. And beautiful harmonies. Thank the three of you for joining in. Yeah, we are so blessed. So glad the children got to experience that. Please come forth with the gifts and we'll bless those. We are really the gifts, but we'll also bless our financial abundance and your generosity today that keeps our ministry and days like this supported. You know, you supported the music today with your gifts, so thank you for that. So we give thanks for this just incredible abundance that we are, an abundance of joy and play and truth that we have remembered and we continue to remember from this moment forward. We are ever changed now. Can't go back. Let's bless this offering together. We give thanks for the ever-increasing, unceasing flow of absolute good in our lives now. Thank you. Glad to see some YOUers back with us, along with all the wonderful children of all ages and tons of teachers. Wow, you're a good-looking crew. And Lonnie, do you want to tell us anything about what you all did today, or anybody else?
We shared a beautiful bubble of white light that brought into their spirit that they can walk away with. And what did you walk away with? Joy.
Good, good, nice.
So a lot of beautiful things that they got to experience, and we played the beautiful big ball of light.
Ah,
Everything was amazing.
nice.
So while you would like to share? Oh, you want to do it? Okay,
Love.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. We love to hear from you.
They talked about private matters today, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Julia's going to share.
Yeah, we actually talked about how weather affects our spirituality.
Oh, interesting. All right. Yeah, we started out with a tornado in Oz, so, you know, things are calm now. Let's bless our children, youth, and teachers together. Children, youth, and teachers, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divine light within you. I invite you, if you wish, to take your neighbor's hand as we close out with our prayer of protection and our peace song. Together, the light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is, and I am divine. You are the light and the love and the peace on earth right now. So let your light shine and have fun.